All right. No problem.
Yeah. I'm playing some patriotic song, B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, good evening, listeners. If you just tune in, this is Amansie Radio. I'm so glad to have all of you on board, and this evening we are going to have very important discussion to make, and I think it's going to benefit all of us. I constantly say that the politics is in Ghana is becoming something else. But if we can put Ghana first, I think that can be the most important thing that every politician or every citizen should know. If something is going wrong, we should be able to say this is not right, regardless of the party, political affiliate or political affiliation. I think if we can do that, this Ghana that we all love will be a better place to live in. It's our vision that all Ghanaians will have a better life. Those of us who live in the city and also those who live in the rural areas, we all have a common life. But it is difficult for us to achieve all these, lifestyle that we are all, witnessing. But I believe that if we can put politics aside and think about Ghana first, or we put Ghana on the table, I think we'll be able to make the headway. Well, listeners, if you can hear a background noise, please forgive me because there are kids here and they are not close to the microphone, but the microphone is so sensitive that it's picking the sound from wherever they are. So just forgive me. I know it's going to be part of our discussion. So just ignore the sound and then let's move on. This evening we have our brother Manche Divine on line, and we are going to have very important issues to discuss. One or two. I think it's going to help all of us. And at a point in time, I'm going to leave the phone lines so that if you want to join, you can also call in and chip in with your contribution. What I can say is that please, no insult. Our politics has become so insult that most of people don't even want to talk because of this insult thing that is going on. But I'll urge all of you as, good citizens to comport yourself and then come out with your, good submission that is going to help us. Let's first of all welcome our brother, Manche. My brother, how are you doing today, this evening?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Thank
Because of the COVID, we're all inside the house. We have nowhere to go. So I'm here. I'm fine.
Oh, that's thank God. We somebody said the self quarantine has we've learned so much about the self quarantine,
That's
and
right. That's
and
right.
and the technology is also taking shape in our day in and day out life that we're living in. If you can tell me or you can attest to it that things are changing. Previously, we used to where I work at. We used to go, punch in with our fingerprint. But now we have an app. You do it on your phone to prevent any, infectious. I think it's a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing.
right.
If you listen to some of the countries, other African countries, they are all of them have developed another strategy just to prevent the coronavirus. I think it's a good thing. So even though that is the good aspect of it, and we still have bad aspect of it, so let us hold it. My brother,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
earlier ago we were having some discussion about how the laws of Ghana is ineffective. We are not able to, prosecute people. Even though if you have a genuine case and you present it to the police, the Ghana police is not able to, control or take measures to hold the people accountable. Will you be able to tell me why is it so?
yeah. I think first of all, I want to thank you for bringing me on to discuss these issues. I'm speaking as a middleman. I'm not speaking as MPP or NDC or CPP. I'm not speaking as a politician right now. I'm speaking as a Ghanaian.
Okay.
Uh, in Ghana, what I have realized is our politics has become uh, very partisan in a way that we when the other party is in power, that's where we that's where we can point corruption. That's when we can see that the roads that they are doing, they've inflated the figure, the money, everything we can read meaning into it as corruption. But when the same party is in power, let me put it straight. If NDC is in power, MPP will be singing corruption, 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 corruption. NDC will say, no, 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 there's no corruption. Oh, they are lying. When NDC goes, that's, and they, Ghanaians, the voters, to become paranoid. The voters are now sitting there. They don't know what to do. And the sad part is some voters, some of us who don't even benefit anything from these politicians blindly, ignorantly will be supporting these politicians who are stealing our money, who are stealing our resources. Look, let me run this down quick, okay?
Yeah.
Let me come from 92.
Okay.
Before 92, we have military government, and then some military people rise up and say, hey, this is wrong. They are not doing things right. So we'll take over the country. That's President Rawlings and
During. Yeah.
the AFRC. The
Okay.
AFRC came up, and then after that, we came to uh, democracy, civilian rule, 92. So from 92 all the way to 2000 was a democratical rule.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm listening.
President Kufuor came to power. He said there was a lot of corruption in the NDC Rawlings government.
Yes.
So he took some people to court, and they were prosecuted, and some people were jailed. If
Okay.
I can remember, Victor Salome, Abudapi, Kwame Pipra, Sepayanki, and some other people were jailed because of corruption. Right around that time, the first term, which is 4 years of President Kufuor, we realized there were corruptions going on too. Like they did at Ghana at 60. Ghana at 60, they imported this Chrysler 300, BMW 5 Series, BMW X S-Class. They imported posh cars. They spent so much money. And I can remember carefully that Reku Kazan was the person in charge of Ghana Assisting.
Oh, you're talking about
NBC.
You're talking about
NBC was
Kufuor's era. You're talking about Kufuor's era.
Yes. I'm talking about Kufuor's era. I'm running it down.
Okay, go ahead.
So that listeners and all of us can see how we, the voters, or we, the citizens, have been deceived and have been tricked by these politicians, and they're just getting themselves rich and richer, and the country and the voters and citizens are just getting poorer and poorer. And I think it's something that we have to really look at and do something about. So, as I was saying, after the Ghana at 50, there were a lot of corruption allegations, and I was in Ghana. I saw what happened, and during that time, President Kufuor publicly said corruption is old as Adam. As for him, in his government, he is not going to get up on any allegation and prosecute anybody.
He said,
if you have the evidence,
he said corruption started from the Adams era, right?
Yeah, that's what President Kufuor said.
Okay.
He said corruption is old as Adam.
Okay.
Corruption started long time ago. He didn't say specifically that corruption started from Adam time.
Okay.
But he said corruption is old as Adam. Which what he's trying to say is corruption has been there for a long time.
Yes.
So indirectly, it's not him who will come and then eradicate corruption or something like that. So if you have any evidence, you should bring it. I remember one famous person called Aruna Iseku. Aruna Iseku was in President Kufuor's government.
Aruna
Iseku. Yeah, Aruna Iseku. You can Google it if they still have it on the whatever.
Yeah, it looks as if I've heard that name before. Yeah.
Aruna Iseku had a problem with President Kufuor and NPP. I think he was the national chairman then, and he was dropped or something happened, and he went publicly saying that at the castle, but then we didn't have the Jubilee House. At the castle, you put money in sacks, in Kotoku.
Okay.
And people put it in their boots, in their trunk. Aruna Iseku himself.
Okay.
He said it. Okay. President Kufuor also came out again at the time he bought gold chains and all that and gave it to people as an award. And you see, this is the sad part of it. No, he awarded himself. He bought a gold chain for himself too. That's corruption.
But
that's corruption.
Divine, let me just chip in before I'll let you proceed. I think every person who is working in Ghana earns salary. And so if you have your own money, I think you can buy everything that you want out of your own salary. So I think if we use that as a corruption, I don't get it. If you can, break it down for me to understand.
Okay, I can explain. When you go into our constitution, right?
Yes.
I can't quote it for you straight, word by word.
Okay.
But when you go to Ghana constitution,
yeah,
you as a public service person, you cannot receive any money from anybody.
Okay.
Or you cannot allocate for yourself. So if you I'm not trying to zero in on President Kufuor, but I'm just giving you a scenario things that went on and brought us where we are today.
Okay.
So let me just roll quickly from there.
Okay.
So he did that too. The famous Hotel Wawa. Sometimes I wonder, some people who say things or comment about corruption today, whether they were there during that time. The Hotel Wawa issue, there was corruption around. Okay, so we move from there. When 2008 election, I remembered I was part of the how do you call it? Some of the demonstrations and all that. President Atta Mills, former President Atta Mills, may he so rest in peace. Former President Mahama and a lot of NDC people, some people from PNC, CPP, we demonstrated, went to the Parliament House. That MPP is corrupt, blah 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 blah. Here, fine. The people voted NPP out and brought NDC in, which is President Mills.
Yes.
When President Mills came to power, instead of President Mills, okay, investigating the corruption that he was preaching, the corruption song that he was singing in opposition, instead of him to investigate and prosecute and punish people so that we will start seeing a sign of decline in our corruption issue in Ghana. President Mills didn't do it. He didn't do it. He rather turned around and said, Asonjo mini, Asonjo hini, mini Asonjo hini. What kind of Asonjo hini? The country does not belong to you. The country does not belong to you.
Okay.
The country belongs to all of us. And all of us saw what was going on. Therefore, some people must be punished. Look, somehow I give President Kufuor thumbs up when it comes to something, because at least President Kufuor
was able to, put some people in jail.
He prosecuted some people and put some people in jail for corruption. At least he did. President Mills did not do anything. He didn't. He left people who were perceived corrupt, people whom allegations were laid on that they were corrupt. He left them in office for about 6 months. All evidence and all those things came out that they couldn't see any evidence. They couldn't get any evidence about corruption.
Okay.
The people were free. Even the Ghana at 50,
yes,
they did a reconciliation something. People came up and said Rekudobe was walking around paying people he contracted to do work. The money was in polythene bag and he was dishing to people. Ghana money. It's not his money, it's Ghana money. Was in polythene bag and he was dishing to people.
Was it Divine? Was it allegedly or it was real?
No, he said it himself. He said it himself in the reconciliation, Ghana at 50 reconciliation committee.
Okay.
Ghana at 50 committee of inquiries. He said it himself.
Okay, proceed. Okay.
Yeah, he was having the money, and the money he couldn't account for the money up to today. He couldn't account for the Ghana's money that he used for Ghana at 50. He couldn't account for it up to today, and nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. Look, our drill ship, GNPC had a drill ship. Asukwa MP. What is his name? Asukwa MP.
Kosi Jima.
No. I'll remember. I'll get his name.
Okay.
That man went solely. He said President Kufuor sent him. He went and sold our drill ship. He went and sold our drill ship overseas, and came back, took money.
Oh, you're talking about Katie Hammond.
Katie Hammond.
Okay.
Katie Hammond.
All right.
He went and sold Ghana's drill ship abroad. Okay. He came back. He said he came back with the rest of the money and gave it to President Kufuor, and he doesn't know what he did with it. Nobody was held accountable. You see, I'm trying to play. It's like I'm playing this so that we can see where we were coming from and where we are now, and the people who let us down, the leaders who let us down. So let's go on. So from there, President Mills couldn't do nothing. He didn't do anything.
Okay.
Asonjo Hini, and the corruption, and so that means President Mills, he deceived some of us. He deceived us.
Okay.
by telling us that NPP was corrupt and we They followed him with placard, went around singing songs, agitating, thinking when he come to power, he's going to hold somebody accountable. President May's team to office, he held nobody accountable. That was a big shame. Then when people started talking, he said, "Oh, Mimi Yasun, what kind of Yasun? All right, President Mills passed away. President Mahama took over. He didn't do anything.
All right.
He didn't do anything about it. Akufo-Addo, NPP, John Boydo, all these NPP people, they were singing. This is the latest. This is the latest. They were singing the corruption song. The roads, they said, oh, they've inflated the figures. The interchange circle, they inflated the figures. Everything, they said there's corruption into it. Everything, they said there's corruption. Right now, Akufo-Addo government has been in power for how many years? This is the 4th year. 4 years.
Yes.
Nobody held office in President Mahama's administration. Is in court right now facing any serious prosecution. They keep saying from first year 2018, oh, we have people in court. Up to today, the people they jailed recently, Bafuboni and other 3 or 2 people they jailed, those people, you cannot say those people are really NDC office holders. What about the MPs who Akufo-Addo government said they've collected double salary? Why are they working free? Why are they working free if they've collected double salary? They say Ameri, the car power Ameri deal, the electricity issue, the Dumsor issue that the President Mahama tried to solve. Yes. They say there's corruption in it. What we saw was that Akufo-Addo government under how do you call it, power in ministry and Ajako that was fired. They went to American people, right? Try to change the deal, and changing the deal, they added so much money to the deal again. The deal, they were in opposition shouting that is corrupt. When they come to power, they will jail people. They rather became corrupt. So Ajako was fired because President Akufo-Addo said he has no idea. He was deceived. He was misled. So he fired Ajako. After that, the oil burst. They contaminate the oil. Mm-hmm. They took the oil and sold it. Where is the money? They don't know. Who did they sell it to? They don't know. Up to now, there's nothing happening. The people are walking freely. Not only that, the latest PDS, right? Mm-hmm. Some people gang up, want to sell our electricity company in Ghana to themselves. Okay? For some number of months, that PDS, or whatever they call it, PDS was collecting the electricity bills. Who have accounted for the couple of months that they collected the bills before they shut them down? Nobody accounted for that, right? Yes. Finance minister went and borrowed some monies and all that. Nobody is accounting for anything. Look, the banks, they closed down, right? Bank of Ghana said, hey, these people are not doing the business well, so we shut them down. Then we realized that the Bank of Ghana at a point of time gave them so much money as a bailout or whatever, and those monies, the executives, board directors of the banks shared the money. Mensa Otabel was part of this group.
Okay.
Where is Mensa Otabel? He's freely walking around. Even standing in the pulpit to preach. He's not even ashamed of himself.
Divine.
As a man,
Divine, I'm not cutting you short.
Not cutting. Yeah, go ahead, man. We're having conversation.
Yes, my question to you is that maybe you'll be able to elaborate it for us to understand it better. Is it all these things? You started from somewhere and you have landed here. You did all these things that is going on in Ghana. Didn't started yesterday. It started years back, because right now we are talking about corruption now, and we have MPP, we have NDC, and we are all Ghanaians divided into two. So if MPP is corrupt and NDC is corrupt, then it means that Ghanaians are corrupt. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
We are corrupt.
Yeah.
And we have an effective parliament that brings in the law, and we ask the police or the law enforcement to enforce it. So if I may ask, who is in charge? Who's supposed to let this laws of that land work effectively? Is it from the president, or is it from the police, or is it from the parliament, or is it from the lawyers? Who is responsible for all these things that is going on, that our laws are not effective?
I think you said it right. You said it right in a way that Ghanaians, we are corrupt.
Yes.
Yes, Ghanaians, we are corrupt. You see, the kind of democracy we are practicing, I think we have to revisit the kind of democracy we are practicing, or review it.
Does it mean that we have to change the constitution? Because it looks as if the constitution is not helping us.
You know what? Yes. I think we have to amend our constitution.
Okay.
Yes, we have to. We can't do away with it and bring a new one. But there are sections of the constitution that we have to amend. And my view, this is my view, we have to amend the constitution and try to liberate the police service. That the government executive should not appoint the police commissioner. The IGP should not be appointed by a government.
I think this current political party or current administration wanted to do such a thing, but the opposition party raised an alarm, or they started ringing a bell, indoctrinating the people not to support it. So the government has to, erase the whole thing, and we came back to square one. If the government was to be able to implement this thing that you are talking about, I think Ghana can be moving forward now.
Yes. I don't know where you got that information that this current government wanted to do it. Because I know for a fact that this government has no idea doing that. Because the point is this: if this government
proceed, I'm listening.
For Ghana,
yes.
If they know that is good for Ghana and that will help Ghana, why did they stop? That's the question right there. But continuing what I'm saying, no, the police service, the military. As for the military, I will leave there because
their functionality is different.
Yes. So that's different. But the police service, Attorney General, the Judiciary, Attorney General especially, I will say these two, the police and the Attorney General, these two major groups should be independent. Because if they are independent, they can prosecute. They can put people in court and jail. Look at this thing, how do you call it? Auditor General.
Yes.
The Auditor General report have been coming since from Kufuor time to Mills, to Mahama, and now to President Akufo-Addo. Let's ask ourselves, how many people were taken to court or were jailed or were prosecuted because the Auditor General report said they've taken money? Nobody. I don't know anybody. If you know, you can tell me. If somebody knows who is hearing us, can tell us. Nobody. So it's like the whole country, as you said earlier, the whole country is embedded in in corruption. We are so much deep in corruption that we can't do anything about it. But you see, this is where we are right now. You see, there's an election coming in few months, and if you can check the, how do you call it, the radio, the social media platform, you will start seeing some things that coming out. Like yesterday and today, I saw somebody put a video talking about when NDC was leaving power. There were so many cars that were missing and blah blah, and they were mentioning some people's names. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's purely nonsense. Why am I saying this? You've been in government, you've been in power for 4 years, and you have this information that these people have stolen government properties, and you allow them walking free, and some of them are starting to become president again, and some of them are trying to become, how do you call it, MPs and all that. And now you are coming to tell us, the people, that these people are corrupt. If they are corrupt, why didn't you jail? Why didn't you take them to court?
Divine.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Maybe you'll be able to help me here. What do you suggest to the government, or what do you think the government can do to bring all these people to book? I want you to tell me exactly what the government can do to bring all these people to book.
Not only this government, all right? Not only this government, but my opinion, or what I think should be done, is when you come to power and then you realize there's corruption. Every corruption that will happen in every sector have a leader. That is why we have ministers. That is why we have deputy ministers. We have directors in ministries and companies and government institutions. So if you come to office and find out that Ministry of Agric, okay, Ministry of Agric's document does not show good, or Auditor, that's why we have Auditor General. The Auditor General audits every department, every ministry, and have the record there to show that these people were given 5 series, and the 5 series were supposed to do ABC. They did not do ABC. They did only A, but all the 5 series was gone. That is an evidence there to set those people to do investigation and prosecute somebody. If Ghana can start doing those things, we can go for, look, Malaysia, they did the same thing. And one of their old ministers and God president, I think, they jail people. They jail them. That is why, look, in America, in Europe, let's say in America, we live in America. In America here, right? Do you think the Department of Agric, okay, will be allocated $100 to do a project, and they did the project halfway, or the project was not even done, and the $100 is gone, and you think the person in charge of the Agric department will go scot-free? It will never happen. So why can't we do it too? So me, with this corruption thing, I lay it at the doorsteps of our leaders, especially the president. Because the president, in the kind of democracy we are practicing, it's like the president's word is final. What the president says is final. So if you said you are a president and you are not corrupt, okay, you are not corrupt and you are genuine, why are you not prosecuting the corrupt people? Look at this. Look at this Galamsey thing, okay?
Yeah.
President Akufo-Addo, when he came first, even when he came to power, he said he will put his presidency online to make sure Galamsey is stopped. Right? They seize people's equipment.
Yeah.
They seize all the equipment and all that. What we find out was that his own party executives, his own government officials are using the seized equipment
Well, listeners, if you just tune in, this is Amansie Radio. We are YouTube live. You can also log on YouTube and listen to us. We have Divine Winche on the line, and we are discussing the political issues that we have in Ghana. Why our laws are not all that effective. We have, let me just open the phone lines. Maybe if you are listening to us, you can also chip in with your ideas or any questions that you want to ask. The number to call is 571-275-5558. You can call this number and we'll let you in. If you have anything to say, then we start from there. Well, Divine, continue. I'm listening to you.
Can you give the number out again one more time?
It's 571-275-5558. Anybody can call in and chip in with his submission, and we move on from there.
You see, I'm not talking as an economist.
But you know what? Yeah. Most of the time, people seem to blame the government for the president for anything. We have departments who are controlling everything that they're supposed to do. And it looks as if we talk about this corruption. We have a special prosecutor who was supposed to be in charge of that aspect. We have Ghana police who are supposed to be in charge on that aspect. I was listening to somebody who was telling me that he said he had a genuine case and he reported the case to the Ghana police. And his case, when he went there, the case was dead on arrival. So it means that our police is not capable of, helping the citizens to bring their case or to prosecute. So I will shift some of the blame, about 90% of the blame, to the Ghana police. What do you think about that?
You see, you are right when we go to the book.
Yes.
But the book is closed. They close the book.
Yes.
They are not opening the book. The book which they are supposed to open. Okay?
Yeah.
And to the book and go according to the book, the constitution and our laws. Okay?
Yeah.
They are not using it. Because the point is this. The government appointed the police IGP. The case came out.
Yeah.
Then the IGP called the president. Your Excellency, sir, I have this case on my table. I have this thing going on.
Nobody wants to lose his job. So sometimes if something is happening, nobody wants to stick their head into the situation. That is the problem.
That's the problem we are facing in Ghana.
Yes.
Okay? So if IGP and the government say do this and do that and do that, and you say no, I don't want to do it, what happened? You go home.
Yes.
The last IGP now went home before Opobo came to office.
Mm-hmm.
He went home because of this Ayawaso issue.
Yes.
He came here. They called him, they say, hey, there are some people dressed in khaki and a black top waiting at their back SWAT team.
Yes.
Ghana, we don't have SWAT team.
Yes.
Ghana, we have special police and all that. We don't have SWAT team. If now that they have refined. But Ghana, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have any group called SWAT team. But we have special police team. But we don't have that kind. We don't have that. And then you see they come out with this how do you call it? Peace war or whatever you might call it, and waiting on Ghana police, SWAT team. And the police IGP was interviewed on the radio. And he said, I don't know any group like that as police service in Ghana.
But Divine, you know what? I think they interviewed Brian Champon, and I think what happened was miscommunication. The communication wasn't all that effective between the police and the SWAT team. I think they have the SWAT team because they debated on it and they settled it. So everybody come to understand that Ghana has a SWAT team. And the conversation turned into the MPP form that SWAT team, and mentioning MPP people. But I think it's both sides. When NDC was in power, they pushed some people into the police, and the MPP also did it. So it's, I see the whole thing like everybody is doing this whole thing. Yeah.
No, but this is our problem in Ghana. The equalization.
Yeah.
That NDC did. So MPP doing it, there's no problem. That is the problem we have in Ghana. The IGP, if we have the SWAT team, Brian Achampo, okay? Brian Achampo office is under the IGP. The SWAT team is under the IGP.
That was the national security.
Yeah.
They are under the Ghana police.
They are under the BNI, the IGP.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way we can have SWAT team in Ghana and the IGP will not know about it.
But they still have it now. They are in operation.
They are in operation.
Yeah.
But you see, this is the problem here. The laws in Ghana is not working.
That is my point. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Why should Brian Champo, a former military man, was appointed to let me correct this. When NDC was in power, right?
Yeah.
They had national security.
Mm-hmm.
They had national security. The BNI was there. The BNI always had a branch.
Who was in charge?
Who was their police? And they are like the people who are now called SWAT team.
Yes.
Right? The team now called SWAT team is not even now. Now it's not even under the IGP, the police. It's not even under the BNI. It's Brian Achampo special group with under Kendapa as a security minister or whatever, national security minister or whatever. You know, when this government came, they set up different cluster. They break down a whole lot of ministries and make it. People look. Let me come quick. Like Ministry of Agri. Ministry of Agri alone have like 5 ministers there.
Mm-hmm.
Ministry of Agri have, when NDC was in power, they had only 50 people there.
Yeah.
Now they have about 5 people there. All these 5 people have deputies. All these 5 people have special assistants and secretaries and all that. All right. But let me come back to the security part.
Okay.
National security, right now, national security,
Yes.
okay, has no power. The power is now with Brian Champo and his SWAT team group. Even BNI cannot say jack.
Okay.
BNI cannot say jack. Because whatever they do, Brian Champo, when he speaks, is final. Because they put him there for a purpose. Why should it be like that? Look, when this Ayawaso thing happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put a commission. They set a commission. The commission came out with their findings. The government just trashed it. The government just trashed the findings of the commission. So that means, can't we also take it that this is causing financial loss to the state? If you, a government, will set up a commission, and the commission will take our money and our time, and then after they bring out their findings, you trash it because you feel it's not to your favor, so just throw it somewhere. Is it not part of corruption? Is it not part of causing financial loss to the state?
Yeah, causing financial loss.
Like that. Yeah. We don't look at it like that. Then people go around and saying all kind of things instead of them thinking about all these kind of petty things, which also contribute to corruption.
I still come back to my question. Who is responsible? Who's supposed to take in charge of all these things that are happening? We have parliament, we have judiciary, we have all these. And it means that all our departments are ineffective. Can I put it that way?
That's correct. Our institutions are
not working.
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. And you see, the kind of democracy we practice, the president it's like the champion for everything.
Yes.
Everything end up with the president. Even if the judiciary want to adjudicate a case, and it's political case, they are looking for the party in power judges to panel and adjudicate the case. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. Look at recently. They took some people took how do you call it, special prosecutor to Supreme Court that is above age. He can't be working as a, how do you call it?
Yes, he's over age.
Public servant.
Yes, he can't be holding public office.
Because he's older than the age.
Yes.
And even the contract age is still older than the contract age.
Yeah.
But when he went to Supreme Court, look at what the Supreme Court did. They say it's okay, he should do it. So if a next government comes to power and they went to go around and look for these old people again and panel them all over to places, what are we going to say? Look, the judgment that came up was I wasn't happy with it. It's not like I'm against Martin Amidu being in office. I have nothing against the special prosecutor's office. But the case which went to the Supreme Court as our final authority court that judges issues in Ghana has disappointed Ghanaians. Seriously. Because the point is, it's true. He's past the age. So if they give him even contract, he's not qualified to get a contract. He's retired. But they said, no, he can be there. Up to now, the judgment is not out yet for us to read or to see the reason why they are saying he can be there. The judgment is not out. It was 3 against 5. 3 against 2. It was 5 panels. 3 against 2.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
And the other two, you hear them, you will know that yes, what they are saying is true. So the other 3, why did they? And when you trace their background, they are all appointees of the government. You see, those are some of the corruptions that we talk about. Corruption is not necessarily only that the person steals money or whatever, but corruption in our judicial system is another big problem for us in the country. Because when the political case comes out, a politician stole money, a politician is corrupt, and he has to face the law, they look for the judges that are affiliated with that politician's political party. And then they will try to spin the case around. And nobody get punished. And that is wrong. So somehow, some way, as we are trying to hold our politicians accountable, we should also face the judiciary. We should hold the judiciary accountable too. Because we have 3 arms of government. We have the executive, the legislature. As for the legislature, the parliament, I don't even want to talk about them. Because
I've lost confidence in Ghana Parliament, so I don't even talk about Ghana Parliament, because the thing has become like a primary school pupils who don't know what they are doing. Even if important issues are coming up, they play it like a football. Instead of them to sit down and talk about it and debate it, they make it as if it's unimportant. So I don't have any confidence in the Parliament of Ghana. Yes.
They know what they are doing. I disagree that they don't know. They know what they are doing.
Then why do they have to behave that way?
Because they are taking money. They are sharing money among themselves. They are corrupt. They are sharing money among themselves. When you say it now, you say you have evidence. Come and prove that you have evidence. Come and prove that you have evidence. Look, when Ajako that was fired. When they were going to break him, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we all hear that they shared several people?
Yes.
Right? They did. How do you call him? The Boku MP.
Mama Ayarga, yeah.
Ayarga came out and said they give them money so that they can pass, they can let the man pass free. And why should they share money for the man to be passed out free? Now the matter came up, and Parliament said no, we will investigate our own issue. And then when they investigate the issue became stupid and foolish. Whilst these people shared money, they shared money to them. He's here careful.
Yes.
On the beyond former MP.
Yes.
He said it before in Kufuor time that some of the bills, if the government want to pass the bill, they share money and they share $5,000 to people, and he also collected the 5,000. You see how our parliament is corrupt. It's corrupt. It's a mess.
That is the issue, because I always blame the parliament. The parliament is not functioning as it should. That's how I see the whole thing, because you see them, some of them are not serious. Sometimes you watch the TV, you see the parliament is not full in capacity. It means they go out to do their own job instead of coming there to debate and help the nation. They don't do that. Everybody, sometimes they come and ask permission and they go out to do their own personal business. So it looks as if the Ghana parliament is not all that effective. That is why we are going through all these situation that we are talking about this evening. It's not the best that we have.
Let me give this scenario.
Okay.
If you are NDC and you are in parliament,
yes,
we just sit here, collect our per diem
salary,
and make our money, and that's it.
Yes, that's all that they do.
It's not working. Look, they said they were going to buy a house for embassy, ambassador, our embassy in Oslo, Norway.
In Europe.
In Norway. Yeah, in Norway.
Yeah.
Somebody bought the house, okay, $3 million, renovated, and he was going to sell it to Ghana, I think, more than 10 times. When people raised the issue, what happened? What happened to that issue? He just came out, he just died off. It's just it.
Dead on arrival.
PDS issue, what happened? He came out, it's dead off. A lot of things that comes out because they know, hey, you watch, if MPP go out of power and NDC come back to power, it's going to be the same ball game. That is why we people.
I've already told you that these two political parties are Ghanaians divided into two. You know what I mean? NDCs are Ghanaians, MPPs are Ghanaians. So everything that is happening is being caused by Ghanaians. It's not the political party. You know what I mean? So Ghanaians are corrupt. We are basically corrupt. There's no way that you can put a Ghanaian somewhere and nothing will happen over there. This thing started from centuries.
So we have some good Ghanaians. We have some good, honest Ghanaians. We do. You see, if good people are in a town and they refuse to talk about the bad things going on, the whole town becomes bad, and that is what Ghana is facing.
Okay.
The good people who are in Ghana, because they feel the politics is dirty game, I don't want to get into it, so they don't go to parliament, they don't try to get their voice out. Look, what happened? The country becomes bad. The other day, I made a recording. Our problem, one of our major problem in Ghana is our pastors, our church leaders. It's our pastors, it's our church leaders.
They are also Ghanaians, you know what I'm saying?
They play a major role because look, President Muhammad goes to Assemblies of God, right?
Yes.
A lot of the ND President Muhammad's appointees, they go to church.
Yes.
Very few Muslims we have among them.
Uh-huh.
but they are corrupt. President Akufo-Addo, to go to church, but as for him, I don't know exactly the denomination, but I know he said he go to church, right? His appointees also go to church.
You see, Divine, let me put it this way. Going to church doesn't make you righteous. You know, you can be a church goer. So if somebody goes to church and you see him as righteous, I think you get it wrong. You know, yes.
That is not what I'm trying to say. That is not what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I'm trying to say it from the perspective of the church leader. If you are a pastor, and you are in Ghana, and your church member, there's allegation that your church member is corrupt, won't you do something about it?
Well,
if the church member comes and gives you a fat envelope, you collect it.
Yeah.
Give you the front seat. Can you tell the church member that what you are doing is wrong?
You know, the current state of our churches in Ghana now is about money. They've turned the church into lucrative business. So nobody wants to lose a church member, because the moment you lose a church member, you've lost the money. So if your church member is not doing the right thing, they find it difficult, you know, to say it or to voice it out. So it will be difficult for us to, you know, come out and say this person is doing this person is doing this. That's why the pastors are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Look, the church member who is selling cell phone at Circle, right?
Yes.
The pastor will call him quickly and reprimand him if we hear anything wrong about him.
Yes.
The church member who is working as a teacher.
Yes.
If the pastor hears something about her or him, the pastor is quick to preach a message to address that issue. But when it comes to the politician, the pastor will not do it.
Okay.
The pastor will not do it. Look at this. Look at this. Ghana, we have problem with water, we have problem with roads, we have problem going on. But look at all these church leaders rallying behind President Akufo-Addo that they should build the cathedrals. But they are going around everywhere trying to solicit money to build a cathedral. Who need a cathedral in Ghana?
Well, Divine, let me remind our listeners that if you just tune in, this is Amansie Radio. And if you want to come in, the number to call is 571-275-5558. 571-275-5558. We are talking about the status quo of Ghana, the present situation that we have in Ghana now. Is it better or wrong? Or Ghana is heading towards abyss, or Ghana is heading towards heaven? That is the debate that is on the table now. So you feel free to call in and also chip in with your ideas in case you have anything to say to back what we are saying. We are not doing politics here. We are saying fact. So if you think you can't handle it, don't come in, because sometimes the politics of Ghana has become something else. Insult is the intro of every political debate. That is not what we are doing here. We are just coming out with a fact. If it's not a fact, or you don't have anything to back what you are saying, please don't even call. The phone lines are in. You can call now and also come in. Yes, continue, Divine. I'm listening to you.
Right now where I am,
yes,
that's why I can't come publicly and be condemning President Akufo-Addo and his government.
Yes,
because what they started is what he is continuing. Unless somebody come to power and start to crack the whip, then
can that be possible in Ghana?
It can be possible. It can really be possible.
How?
That the president will come to office,
yes,
and say, hey, right now, this is what we're going to do. Right now, the police service is not going to be 4 years. It's not going to be 5 years. The IGP will be in office for 6 years. That 6 years, eat 4 years into a president and 2
years to another president. So that IGP knows very well that, look, this president cannot come to office and come and sack me. So I'll do my job. And we have very good police people in Ghana. We have good police officers. But because, as you said, they are scared about their job. They are scared that they will be sacked.
Yes, everybody wants to maintain his job.
Yeah, so they are scared. So whatever the executives say, they try to go with it. Okay? But if he knows very well that I'm here for 6 years, the president is here for 4 years, he will leave and I will still be here until my term is over. I have to do my job. That can change the status quo in Ghana.
Yes.
Seriously, because look, the status quo can change. Look at how do you call it? Yakiwa, Mami Tiwa.
Yes, the
Mami
police.
Tiwa was called on the phone early morning. Mami Tiwa said he woke up, dressed up, he wanted to go to work, and then he was told that it's no more the CID boss. That's it. So he went to the office, packed his stuff, and walked out. That's it. It's over. Now they bring somebody else, and the person who is there now is Canada Japan's body. Okay, and Canada Japan was heard on his own net, 2 TV and radio stations saying that Tiwa didn't do his good job. That's why they kicked him out and brought this guy. You see, so you realize that the police service somehow, some way, is in the pocket of the politicians, especially the politicians who are in power at the point of time. So if that can change, that would be good.
You see, all these problems that we are having now, sometimes caused by the opposition. I don't mean NDC and I don't mean MPP. If NDC is in power, it's a different ball game. If NDC is in power, it's a different ball game. So all the problems can shift it to the opposition. The opposition, they have a capacity to rally people to do certain things just to run down the government. This thing has been there for a while. You see, if we can't change this situation, then I don't think Ghana can move on. If the politicians don't desist from all these, I can say, permit my word, stupid things that they are doing, I don't think Ghana can move on.
Yeah, but you see, if the opposition will be blamed, opposition have no power in opposition. But also, I agree with you in another way.
Okay.
The opposition, as I said earlier, I will use President Mills always, for example, because I was part of the President Mills time, how do you call it? 207, 208 campaign to 209. Yes. I was in Ghana fully. I came back from UK and I was fully into it. Even though we have an office, NDC was divided in a way that time. So President Mills' office was in Osukuku Hill. Okay. That is where we had our office, and I'm always there every day and going around to do stuff. I even have a group of IT guys who were doing stuff, trying to help the party. I don't want to get into all that. But the point is this. The alarm that we were raising that Akufo's government was corrupt. When we came to power as NDC, let me not put it like we. When NDC came to power, how many people did President Mills' government prosecuted and jailed for the corruption which we went on the sun, marching, shouting, demonstrating? Nobody. That is a big downfall of Ghana and the Ghana government. President Mahama took over. Only Abu Gapele, they were what they call it, youth entrepreneur, whatever.
Yes.
That's the only people. What about the guy they gave the money to bring a laptop for school children? So much money. He didn't produce the laptop. He just brought few laptops. What about Zoom Lion? Zoom Lion take 1,000 cedis from government and give 20 cedis to the people and keep all. Whilst on the document, he will say in the document
the people will get 500, but he won't give them 500. He will give them 200. All these facts are there. Those people are still going around throwing their weight around because they have money. Where did they get the money from? Look, former President Mahama's brother, right?
Ibrahim.
Yeah, Ibrahim ship things. Ibrahim will ship things to the harbor and will go and clear it, will not pay and give check. When I could support NDC.
Yes.
Right now, where I am right now, me, I cannot campaign for Mahama. I'm not accusing Mahama for anything. But me, I cannot campaign for Mahama.
So Mahama is leading the power now, the party the NDC party now. So it means that you are not going to vote. Is that the meaning?
If I have to vote, look, right now, look, the thing is that evil. It's too evil that is facing me right now.
Okay.
Right? So I have to choose the lesser evil. That's all.
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to make this point, devoid of political party or whatever. We are bringing issues, okay? We are bringing issues on the table.
Yes.
How can somebody ship things, go to the harbor, clear goods, give check to the harbor, or pay taxes, and the check will bounce, or I'll call it right way, fake check. Give fake check to the government.
I don't think Ibrahim, only did this. There are so many people who walk away with the money.
Yes, you see, my brother.
And all this money are not traceable. You can't trace the money.
The reason why they cannot arrest the other people is that the president's brother did it, and they did not arrest him.
Yes.
Okay? How can they arrest the other people?
Yes.
And the sad part is, we the poor people who are struggling with our own sweat, when we get something and we ship it down, and you don't go in time to clear it, they seize it.
Yeah.
They will seize your car that you bought here, spend money, everything. Let's say like get to Ghana like 4,000. They will take that car and go and sell it to somebody for $50
at a cheaper price.
Why wouldn't they ask me, if you can't pay the 5,000 or the 500, can you pay half and then pay the rest later? No, they won't agree to that.
Yes.
But they will confiscate the car and sell it so cheap for somebody. That's serious corruption.
That is Ghana.
There was a guy in NDC called how do you call it? Carl Wilson. President Mills' time, Carl Wilson was the person in charge of the confiscated cars at the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was a big business for him until President Mills found out and he was sacked. Do you think that thing is not going on again right now? It's going on.
I think I told you that Ghanaians with corruption.
That is why I lay everything at the doorstep of the president. We don't run federal government. We don't run federal government, so we don't have governors who are in charge of their area and they make decisions. No, we run presidential system, which means the president is when it's final. So why can't the president look at all these things and deal with it? That is my question.
Okay. If you just tune in, this is Amansie Radio. I think we have like 5 minutes, to wrap up. We're gonna have this discussion every evening if we have the chance, so that all of you can also join us. Anytime you have something to say, we will allow you to say. We are not playing politics here. We are talking about Ghana, how Ghana can move forward as we all expect, and most especially those of us who live outside Ghana. Our expectation is that Ghana will be a better place, so that all of us will pack our things and go and leave Ghana, so that we can also enjoy as Americans are doing in their own country. So we wish the best for Ghana. That is why we are on the radio right now discussing this issue, so that it's going to help us. The Ashantis will say "Echikrohe and Kwejina." We can come together and share more ideas. If our leaders can listen to us and implement it, maybe it's going to help them. If they can continue to do their own thing, when the time comes, citizens will vote them out, and then another person will take over. That is how it's going to be. So just wrap up for me, Divine. What are your last words for our listeners, so that we continue probably tomorrow?
Look,
Yes.
look. I think our constitution, Ghana's constitution, have to be reviewed,
Okay.
and some changes have to be made. To be
Okay.
honest with you,
I've said it before.
they have to allow the dual citizenship holders to also hold big offices,
Okay.
presidential office, minister office. They have to allow us also to get those benefits. I think that will help the country too. Because look, Kafra, me sitting here, if I get a position, all right,
Yes.
people working for me, they will hate me. Why will they hate me? Because I'm not going to do it like they used to do it. I'll hold everybody accountable. And accountability is what is missing in our Ghana politics, in our government institutions, and all that. Now in Ghana, stealing has become like a creative thing. All the criminals, all the thieves, the corrupt people
Yes.
are the people that they hail, are the people that who are at the top. When you go to funerals, when you go to gatherings, these politicians who are corrupt criminals, I call them criminal thieves. They are the people that the people will be clapping for, because they come and they throw money around. The question is, where did they get that money from? Where did they get the money from? How much were they paid? How much did they get? Where did they get the money from? You see, somebody have to come to power. That is why we need a third party. I'm telling you, my brother. I know. So I keep saying this all the time. And some of my NBC friends, they always don't like that when I say we need a third party. We need a third party that can hold these two parties in check.
Okay.
CPP, PNC, and all these Kwadonko and useless parties. All look like Mahama time, right? Mahama gave in finishing. Mahama gave 2 cars to Bernard Mona, PNC.
Yes.
I am not saying it. Bernard Mona himself said it. Bernard Mona said it on a radio show that Mahama gave him 2 V8 Land Cruisers, and he gave one to Mahama Asigri, who is ambassador something, the PNDC flag bearer.
Yeah.
He gave one. When the
ambassador at large.
Yeah, that's right. When he started working ambassador at large, Mahama Nasibri, whatever.
The doctor.
Edward Mahama.
Yeah, doctor.
Started working with NPP. Bernard Mora was pissed off. So Bernard Mora wanted the car back. What did Bernard Mora do to NPC or Mahama? That is why Mahama gave him those cars and the monies. You see? That is why I can't campaign for Mahama. If he win, that's fine. I can't campaign for him, because what am I going to tell you? If somebody asks me, what did Bernard Mona do for Mahama? That's why he gave him those 2 cars. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? You see, these are the problems. These are the serious problems that Ghana is facing. Ghanaians, we have to wake up. This is my closing. Ghanaians, we have to wake up as Ghanaians, whether in abroad, whether in Ghana, wherever you are. We have to wake up and start holding our politicians accountable. Our MPs, our assembly people, our district chief executives, we have ministers. We have to hold our office holders accountable. Anyway,
well,
to finish up, I think something must happen. This election coming December.
yes.
If Akufo-Addo does not win, the person who will win should make sure that he will change the political landscape in Ghana. He should make sure he will change the perception of corruption, because there was some survey index. Ghana is number 3 in the whole world or so. It's not good for us. People must be held accountable, prosecuted, and put in jail. to deter others from doing the same thing. Thank you very much. And
Well,
thank you, listeners.
I will take this opportunity to thank you for all this brilliant submission that you have, made for us, and may God richly bless you. And I think maybe tomorrow we shall continue with this conversation. And to those of us who are listening to us from far or near, this is Amansie Radio. I'm your host, Joe Menu. Tune in the same time tomorrow, the same time, same hour, and I believe that we're all going to be good citizens, not as spectators. Thank you so much, and may God richly bless all of you for tuning into Amansie Radio. Good night.
Thank you. Long live Amansie Radio.
Yes, Amansie.
Yes. Long live Amansie Radio USA.
Yes. Okay. Divine, we're done.
Bye.
Thank you so
you
much.
very much.
Thank you. So we continue tomorrow, if God
Yes,
willing.
sir.
Okay. Bye.